Greetings, family. It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions and Broadcasting Community. Shout out to the Louisiana All-American Sports Network. And shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about Southern University recruiting. Now, this particular signing happened a little while ago, but Southern University, Lance, class of 25, Armariyan Asberry, has officially signed with Southern University. He's 6 feet tall, running back, is an enticing prospect with a bruising running style. Asberry is expected to enroll early so he can participate in spring practice. And as we know, he is from Southern Lab. This is a good pickup, I think, for Southern University, just watching his highlights. You know, sometimes you could be fooled by game film and game footage and highlight reels. You know, that's what a highlight reel is for. It's basically to make you look your best and, like, show all your best plays. You know, watching this footage, he has a lot of long runs, but even with that being said, he's about the same size as Irv Mulligan, just a couple inches taller. So hopefully that can translate over to a guy that can run between the tackles and that can get hard, tough yards, but also can get you some long runs. I mean, you know, he's a graduating senior, so he's getting ready to enroll in Southern so he could participate in spring practice. So more than likely, once they get him in the weight room and they get him on the weights, more than likely he's probably going to get bigger and stronger. But hopefully he can keep that same, like, game-breaking speed because, like I said, watching him on film, you know, he has a lot of long runs. And, you know, that's something Southern University needs. I think they need a running back that can get tough yards between the tackles and that can, you know, break tackles, but at the same token, can get you long runs and kind of be the same game breaker as, you know, Kendrick Grimes or like Melvin Williams Jr., Lindsey Scott Sr., Lenore Tillery. I will say Steve Wolford, but I think Steve Wolford's speed was always overrated in my opinion. But either way, I think he kind of fits your prototypical Southern University running back, except a little bit bigger. I think the bigger is better in this context. As long as he can keep the speed and have like those long runs that he has on film, I think he'll be a very good pickup. And from a recruiting strategy standpoint, I'm not gonna lie, it seems as if Coach Terrence Graves and staff, it seems like they're really going after like a lot of offensive linemen. You know, they got the running back sold up. They got the defensive back sold up. They got a couple offensive linemen sold up. But in terms of like looking at a lot of guys that they've been offering like, seem like a lot of offensive linemen they've been offering. They also made an offer to an outside linebacker. So to me, it seems as if they're loading up on the offensive end. They definitely got to get another quarterback. Now, the thing about it is next year, Jalen Woods is going to be a redshirt sophomore, and Angelo Izzard Jr. is going to be a redshirt sophomore. So do you want to bring in an incoming freshman to play behind him, or do you want to bring in a guy that's going to be a senior or junior next year? That's going to kind of be the tricky thing in terms of, like, who you're going to bring in terms of the quarterback room, you know, to fit what fit your scheme and what you're looking for in a quarterback. But just overall from a roster perspective, you know, a lot of people have been saying like, hey, why Southern University hasn't been getting more players from Power Fives and from PWIs, like LSU in particular, why Southern University hasn't got more players from Southern University. And I'm going to be truthful, like, it's not the 90s when P. Richardson was able to get guys that were buried on a depth chart at LSU, and they would come across town And since they were coming from a 1A program to a 1AA program, they didn't have to sit out. And these guys weren't playing at all, and they weren't getting the opportunity to play. Like, with everything, with the NIL, with the transfer portal, like, it's a different day and age. So a lot of times when you get these guys that transfer from LSU or from other Power 5 conferences, other PWIs, basically these guys, you know, when they look at like Southern and they're looking at FCS programs, you know, basically they feel like it's a step down for one. Like back in those days in the 90s, players were looking to play, especially if you were like a senior and you just had 1 year eligibility left. You couldn't sit out a year by transferring to another program on the same level. So you were looking to play right away, and Southern University was a good option in those days. Whereas now, you know, when you at an FBS program, you transferring to FCS program, or you looking at FCS programs, first of all, they view it as a step down. That's first of all. Second of all, another thing you have to realize is NIL money is a big thing nowadays. And truthfully speaking, just from what I'm seeing, like a lot of these players, like they want the bag. You know, just think about it. Clifton McDowell was supposed to come to Southern. He ended up going to Montana State. He was supposed to go to Prairie View. He ended up going to McNeese. McNeese gave Clifton McDowell 100 racks for him to be the starting quarterback against McNeese. So in all actuality, this guy could have been the starting quarterback at Southern. But more than anything, you know, he was looking to get paid. So at the end of the day, you know, the landscape of college football when it comes to recruiting, whether you're recruiting guys from high school, whether you're recruiting guys from junior colleges, or whether you're looking at guys in the transfer portal, many instances, if you're not the only team talking to this particular guy, and especially if he's, you know, at a Power 5 program, in all actuality, like, he gonna want you to break bread with him, and he gonna want money. So not only is he looking for opportunity to play, but he's looking to get as much money as he could get. And I hate to say it, but Southern University, you know, just from what I'm understanding, like from a financial standpoint, like they don't have like those type of resources at their disposal, like some of these other schools that, you know, just giving away NIL money. And then of course, you know, for every, you know, good story where you get a guy in a transfer portal who ends up working out, I'm sure you get a few horror stories, you know, like the guy, I can't remember what school, I think it was UNLV. Like this guy was promised X, Y, Z NIL money. They never paid him. So he quit. Like, I mean, I wasn't a proponent of him quitting on his team, but at the same token, like, if you promise this young man money, give him his money. But I mean, that's another story for another day. But from a recruiting standpoint, I think it's kind of like a catch-22. You know, as a Southern University fan, I think it's incumbent upon us to be patient, to kind of see what Coach Graves and his staff is going to do. But at the same token, when you look at some of the players that, even though players at Jackson State are hitting the transfer portal also, I mean, all schools going to be affected by it. You know, whether we're talking about Power 5 schools, whether we're talking about HBCUs and the SWAC and the MEAC, just HBCU schools in general, I think everybody's affected by the transfer portal. But, you know, seeing some of the kind of commitments that, you know, a team like Jackson State getting, you know, like I said, it's an arms race. So, you know, as a member of Jaguar Nation, like part of it is like, hey, you know, we got to keep up with them. Then the other aspect of it, you got to realize, hey, you got to get players that are high character players. 1, 2, players that fit into your system. You really don't have the financial resources that some of these other schools have. So, like, it's a combination of things that factor into the type of players that Coach Graves and his staff is recruiting. And, you know, the transfer portal window for now hasn't closed. Of course, there's a few different windows in which you can get these players. So at the end of the day, it's not all gloom and doom. But at the same token, Coach Graves and his staff, they have to push the right buttons, bring the right players into the program so you can take your program to the next level. But that's it for this video. Hopefully you found value in this video. And if you have found value in this video, please like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. Go check out my brother, Jared 11 Green. Today we did not do an episode of the Southern Baller Show, but just go check out his channel. Also go check out my brother Brent Fox on his channel with his show called It's Just Me starring Brent Fox. And also go check out my brother 7A Sports TV. He has 2 channels. His primary channel is 7A Sports TV. His backup channel is the No 304 Show. Tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, he's gonna go live with the brother Blu-ray. So go check him out. And also coming up pretty soon, we're gonna give you episode 47 of Bayou Sports Talk. So please get ready for that. Check that out. Hopefully y'all have a blessed, phenomenal day, blessed, phenomenal evening. Happy holidays to everyone. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. You have a blessed, phenomenal day. Peace and blessings.